Welcome back to my Fusion for Absolute Beginners series. Today we're going to be making this little container with a threaded lid, and we will be making the threads using the coil method. Let's get into it. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and create a cylinder for the body of our jar. So create cylinder, hit that bottom plane, select your center point here. You want to make sure, since we're making 3 different cylinders for this, you want to make sure you're hitting the same center point each one. So hit that center point and drag out. I'm going to do a 50 millimeter by 50. So type in 50, hit enter, type in 50 again, enter. Then we're going to create another cylinder on top of this for where our threads are going to be on the jar. So I'm going to create cylinder, hit the top of my cylinder, start at that same center point, and I want there to be about a 3 millimeter ledge because I'm doing a 2 millimeter wall, and then I want about a millimeter in between the lid and the jar for the threads. So each millimeter equals half a millimeter of ledge space. So I'm going to do 50 millimeters minus 6. So we'll just type in 44. And hit enter, or you can type in 50 minus 6. Fusion will do the math for you. Let's make this 12 millimeters high. Seems like a good height for where the threads will go. And make sure your operation says join. And then we can double check the distance of our ledge or the length of our ledge by clicking one of these circles. Click the outer circle, hold down shift, click the inner circle, and the bottom right hand corner will give you the distance. It says 3 millimeters, or you can go up here to inspect, hit measure, and click on both of those, and you get 3 millimeters here. Then I'm going to close, and now we're going to create the cylinder for our lid. So create cylinder, hit your ledge, because that's where your lid is going to sit. Hit that same center point again, and do 50 millimeters there. And since I'm doing a 2 millimeter wall and I did that as 12, I'm going to do 14. Change operation from cut to new body and hit OK. Next, before I do anything else, I'm going to label these jar and lid. So this first one, highlight it, you can see it selected the jar. I'm going to relabel that as jar. Enter this one, lid. I'm doing that just so we can make sure we don't get them confused later on. It's just better organization for me. So I'm going to hide the lid, and I'm going to shell this out and then shell the lid out. So I'm going to click that top plane, hit shell, and hit 2 for a 2 millimeter wall. Make sure the direction says inside, and hit OK. Then I'm going to do the same thing to my lid. I'm going to hide my jar, bring back my lid, go to the bottom, shell, hit the bottom of the lid, 2 millimeters. Again, make sure direction says inside, and hit OK. Then we can bring back our jar and do a section analysis to make sure we have a gap between the lid and the jar for the threads. So we can go up here to inspect section analysis. If yours is not at the top, hit that down arrow and it's down here. And then hit one of your planes, one of your vertical planes. And then I don't feel like rotating this whole thing around to see this. So I'm going to go over here to my little box where it says flip, and it flips it to where I want it to be. I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm going to click on front so I can see it straight on. And you can see you have a good gap for your threads. Let's go ahead and turn off the analysis. So go up here to analysis, hit the eyeball. And let's do the threads on the jar first. To make the threads, we're going to use coil. So we're going to go over here to create, coil, and then hit our little ledge. And then we want to start again at that same center point that we started all of our cylinders at. I'm going to drag it out to this outer edge. And then I actually want it to be minus 0.2 millimeters, so I can have clearance between the thread and the inside of the lid. So you can either type in 43.8, or you can just put minus 0.2. So 44 minus 0.2, and then hit enter. And then you get these big, scary looking coils. Change the section size down to 2, and that is the diameter of your coil. So the circle has a 2 millimeter diameter. And then you go over here to height. And since we did 12 millimeters for this, you want to go smaller than that, because when you type in 12, you can see it is actually taller than where you want your threads. So you can go down to 11. It's still too tall because it's touching the edge. So let's go down to 10, and there you go. That looks right. So we're going to go from cut to new body. I'm doing new body because I want to fix these edges right here. And then okay. So to fix these edges, I don't want a harsh corner here. I'm going to select that face, and then I'm going to hit M on my keyboard for move. Make sure you grab the horizontal circle and don't go too far. And just angle it to where it looks about right. Looks like 65 to 70 would be fine. So do that. I'm going to stick at 65. Hit OK. I'm going to come around over here, grab the face of this other circle, the other end of my coil, M on my keyboard for move, and again, find that horizontal circle rotating tool and rotate it. I'm actually just going to type it because I want it the same as the other, and I did 65 on that one, so I'll do 65 on this one. And then, so you don't have a third body over here, we can combine the jar to the threads. So go up here to modify and combine. Select your target body, and then I'll have you select your tool body. Make sure operation is join, and hit OK. Now let's create the threads on our lid. So hide the jar, bring back your lid, go to the bottom, create, coil, and select the top of the inside of your lid. So select that, and then you're going to start again from that same center point, drag out to the edge, and then again we want to add a 0.2 millimeter clearance so the threads are not touching the inside the jar, just so make sure there's plenty of room for it to screw on and off. So for this one, since we're going out on the outside of the jar, we're going to add 0.2 this time instead of subtracting it, if that makes sense. So plus 0.2, or you can just type in the 46.2. Either way is fine. And then again, I'm going to zoom out. I'm actually going to rotate it a little bit. And I forgot to mention that revolutions is how many times around it goes. I did keep it at 2 for the jar, so I'm going to keep it at 2 for the lid as well. But you can change this to 1.25, 1.5. Just make sure it is above 1 rotation to make sure you can get your lid on. And then for height, let's go ahead and change that back to, we did 10 on the other, so we'll do 10. And you can see it went away. That's because I didn't change my section size. So we'll change that real fast to 2. Just do the same that you did for the jar. And then again, new body. And you can see after I changed the section size, it did come back. And then make sure, I also forgot to mention for the jar, your section position, make sure it says on center and hit OK. And then let's find the edges of the coil and rotate those to where they're not a harsh edge. So select that face, M for move, the horizontal rotating tool, and this one's negative, so I need to type in negative 65, enter. And then on this one, select that face, M for move. I can just click on that horizontal one and type in 65, enter. And now we can combine those. So combine, select the lid, select your coil, Operation Join, and OK. Now I can go up here to my cube and hit home, and it'll automatically rotate me back around. Bring back my jar, and then we can check our threads with our section analysis we did previously. So we can turn that back on, and I'm going to hit front. And you can see it looks like they're bumping right here. But we can rotate the lid because that's what you do with threads is it'll rotate, and we can double check them. And to rotate our lid, we're going to hit M on our keyboard for move, and then you'll get your little tool around and make sure you hit the center point. Mine automatically snapping to it. So make sure you're hitting the center point of the top of your lid, or else it will do something wonky. I can show you that real fast. So there, you don't want to rotate like that. So I'm going to hit cancel and redo that and click the top center point. Then make sure you're grabbing the right rotation tool. Let's make sure. Okay, this one right here. And just kind of rotate it around right there and hit OK. Then go back to the front and you can zoom in on your threads. And you can see I have that nice little gap there, so it's not going to be too small. All right, and that should fit. Now we need to do our chamfers and fillet, because when you're 3D printing, it's not really going to print this ledge very well unless you have supports, and nobody wants to pull supports out of a small jar or container. So we're going to chamfer this outer edge right here. The reason why you don't want to chamfer this one is because it will just cut off right here. I can show you real fast. So let's chamfer it, and you can see it just, that would not be durable at all. So we're going to cancel that. And I'm going to go back to modify, chamfer, and select this one. And the length of this ledge should be the same as the length of this one. So I'm going to type in 3 millimeters, and you can see it went all the way to the edge. So you have a nice angle there that will be able to be 3D printed. Now I'm going to chamfer the bottom edge of this as well. And instead of getting out of chamfer, you can actually hit this plus button right here and add chamfers. So I can select that, and I can do a different size chamfer. So I can do a 2 millimeter here versus a 3-1 that I did up at the top. And then we're going to do a few more chamfers. I'm going to chamfer part of the lid and these outer edges. I just want to get rid of all my sharp edges. So I can go ahead and hide my lid and get all my chamfers done on my jar first. So I can hit this plus button here, select this edge. Actually, I want all 3 of these edges to be the same, so I can hold down shift and select all 3 of those and I want a 0.5 chamfer on those. On the lid or on the edge up here, you want to make sure it's not touching your thread. So that's why I did a 0.5. If I were to go further than that, it would more than likely touch your thread, and you don't want that. So that's all the chamfers on the jar. So I can hide the jar now and bring back the lid. And then I want to chamfer both of these. So I'm going to zoom in, add that plus button again, and select both of those edges. And I'm going to do 0.5 there as well. And OK, because that is all my chamfers I want. I'm going to bring back my jar, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off the analysis and fillet the top and bottom. So I'm going to hit fillet. I'm going to select the top of my jar and the bottom of my jar. And I'm just going to do a 2 millimeter fillet on both of those and hit OK. Now I can go ahead and bring back my analysis front, and that should be it. And I think it's ready to save. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that back off again. Save. I'm just going to save it as threads. Save. I'm going to hide my jar. Save my lid. So select it. Right click at the top. Save as mesh. Okay. And I know there's different ways of saving it. I probably could have saved these in the same thing, but it's fine. So threads, and this is the lid. So I'm going to put a dash lid, enter,
hide that, save. This is just a habit of how I save things, and it's fine. Save as mesh. I'm going to double check my settings. Okay. And jar. Enter. And now I can bring it into my slicer. To bring them in, I'm going to go to File, Import, or you can use Control I. So grab both of them and hit Open. And you want to click No on loading these files as a single object with multiple parts. So I'm going to click off, and then I'm going to select my jar, move it over, and then I can move my lid as well. And then I'm going to flip my lid over for printing. So I'm going to select it, lay on face, and select the top of my lid. And it is ready to print. All right, ready to go.
And here's your final jar with a threaded lid. You can see those threads turned out pretty nice. I like them. I like the way they turned out. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.